welcome to this reading that is a peek into the year 2022. I'm here mixing the Lenormand cards that you have seen in other years in December. Every December I put out this reading. And what am I going to do? I'm going to tell you that I'm uploading this reading on the day of Christmas, and mostly everyone in the world knows what Christmas is, but it's also the day of Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa was started by Dr. Karenga in 1966, who was the professor and chairman of Black Studies at California State University. He was disquieted by the riots of 1965 and thought they brought a wedge into the African American communities. And so he wanted this celebration to bring those people together and celebrating and remembering the traditional values of their ancestors. It was also a way of fighting commercialism of Christmas. And it's the celebration of life. That's what the meaning of Kwanzaa is. So I'm going to spread now 4 rows of 4 cards. This is my mini grand tableau. And I separate the year into trimesters: January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Now, as I always say, watch your sun, your moon, and your rising sign, but also remember that these are public readings. This is a general reading, and for private readings, do contact me on my website, www.christellemartinette.com. And it will be more true to what you're experiencing. Just a moment, let me take a look. All right, now the first trimester is opens up with communication, written documents that have to do, there's a 2-pronged reading here. The documents have to do with matters of the home for many of you, but also matters of going home, returning to a place of residence that you are no longer at now. There will be also a lot of talk about that and talk about a new beginning. Libra, it looks like you have this on your mind. You are beginning the year with a notion of, okay, time to change. Time to start over, time to start something new. The second trimester, April, May, and June, your ideas become more mature. You bring them out into the open. You talk to your friends and relatives about your ideas. And just that fact alone, Libra, gives you a sense of security. Gives you a sense of security, personally speaking, emotionally speaking, but also in terms of where you're headed for a new area of work, hobby, side hustle. And also it has to do with this. It's as if, Libra, this second trimester has you getting your ducks in a row. And by the end of the trimester, towards June, first week of June, you start putting things down on paper, making them legal. And there may be, of course, many of you who get engaged and decide to marry in that period of time, April, May, June. But it is, if I have to say, is there one bad card? No, not at all. So it's the first trimester that sees you thinking and planning. It's the second that actually puts you into action and putting down pen to paper about your plans. The third trimester, which is July, August, and September, I see you becoming more, how can I put it, there's more wisdom, surely, but there's more cunning. There's a cunning side to you that makes you become sly, makes you become almost street smart in relation to what you're looking for. News comes in. Good news, surprises. You are under a lucky star here. Even in terms, at the end of that section, at the end of that trimester towards September, mid-September, then you will be called upon to make decisions. And this is a lucky period to do that, because you become, you look at things more critically, you look at things to find loopholes, and you find that you're able to solve issues that you haven't been able to solve in the past. You look at them differently. Then the last trimester, October, November, and December. Here we have the heart starts the trimester, and heart is where your home is. That's what the cards are telling me. There is a female involved in these matters of the heart. This female can be you or your partner. But let's say there is a but, and the very tail end, I'm looking at December, towards the end of the year, really mid-December, a small, there's a little bit of concern that befalls you. You start to think, well, do I want to get into this? Do I want to get involved with this person? Is this the right person for me? And it's unfortunate because it's right at the end of the year when you should be celebrating. So keep that in mind, and maybe you could wait till the new year to have all of those questions rise up. Now I have each of these positions has a house. It has a house. It has a meaning for you specifically in your life. And I'm going to talk about that now. So the area of your life that concerns endings and both beginnings and endings, someone coming, someone leaving, a door is closed, another door is open, someone leaves you and you never see them again, and someone comes and it's a new life for you. These endings and beginnings evolve around documents, evolve around the written word. And I'll give you an example. You end a relationship, there are divorce papers. You meet a person and they come to you because of work, and they come with documentation. So there's a lot to do with written documents, and the cards are also saying to you, look, Libra, don't leave any stone unturned. If you have to tie a knot, if you are going up that road, engagement, marriage, put things on paper, they're suggesting. Now, there is the area of surprises in your life. There are surprises, right? Well, how do these play out for you, Libra? They're mature, they're they've been long time coming. They've been long time coming. And you have been waiting for some surprise of this kind, of this nature. And it's not that it won't be a surprise because you know it's coming, but finally it comes. And it's been expected for such a long time, these surprises, during the whole year, actually. Then we have the area of your life that concerns endings, just endings. And here, this is the way, this is the time of year when these occur, that you put on your cunning cape and you think and you see through a lens that is sly, that's it's not exactly wise, but it's streetwise. And that's the way you deal with endings. You put a different spin on it. You put a spin of a positive spin, but with a twist. Let's put it that way. Then in matters of communications with an S, communications. We have here let's say, oral communication specifically, and that will evolve around matters of the heart. Talking about your emotions. Libra, if you're not used to that, it's high time you start to get used to that, because this is what you will be expected to do. People will be coming to you. People you know, people you don't know. To get to know them, you will be asked to speak. And you will be asked to speak under the surface, touching under the surface, that emotional surface. Now the area of your spread here that concerns your work, your livelihood, it tells you that more energy will be put into your home to accommodate any other activity that you are planning. It is coming home. All of the ideas that you have in expanding the nature of your activity, your livelihood, will be in the home. And so you're going to accommodate that there. Now, the sense of security, your sense of security, is and comes to you from the public, in the public, being with the public. That brings you. Did you ever hear that expression, there's safety in numbers? It's a little bit like that expression. You being in the public gives you security. Talking to people about things you are interested in give you security. And it's always in the public. When you share comments, when you talk to people, it becomes public. Now, matters of guidance, how you're guided. News comes in. The news that comes into you are your guidance. When you need a lucky star to tell you something, it will be in the form of news. And you'll be getting lots of that this year, 2022. Now, matters of the home. We touched on that in different areas while we were talking about the trimesters and different areas of your life. And matters of home, of the home, are at home. This is a very strong card. This is a very strong area for you. You are going home, both metaphysically, metaphorically, and practically. You will be returning to a place that you call home and gathering, sort of concentrating your energy around that. You're in differently from the past, Libra, where you dispersed your energy, you overextended your energy. Here, it's a matter of bringing everything around that campfire in the home, around that chimney, around that warm place in the home. Now, the area that concerns your public life, here too, we mentioned a little bit about public and being in the public, which was a sense of security for you. Here, we have talk, repetitive talk about being in the public. Probably this will occur with people that you are emotionally tied to, and you suggest going to the public affairs, parties, any kind of gathering in the public, COVID permitting, that you wouldn't normally go to with a companion. Here, it's almost therapeutic for you, and you suggest it. Now, there are, of course, we live in life, and life has its ups and downs, and so in life there are also obstacles. And the obstacles here concern matters of your work, your finances, your side hustle, your livelihood, and anything to do with activities that give you monetary value and support you monetarily, financially. Those will be creating obstacles for you because they may not be going the way you expected or the way you would like. Now, decisions that you have to make, the decisions you have to make here, I have this beautiful card, the 4-leaf clover, and it tells me any decision that comes your way is really, it's very little skin off your back, ladies and gentlemen, Libra friends, because it's something that cannot go wrong. They cannot go wrong. Whatever you decide, it's a winning decision. And that's a beautiful thing, because life is a series of decision-making processes. And depending on the decisions you make, that's how your life will be led. Then we come to an area of what I call nuisances or problems, the small things like flat tire, having to go to the dentist, things that you didn't expect, they come up. Well, these nuisances and problems revolve around a female figure in your life, and she may be the dentist. It may be a dentist, and it may be a long process of reworking your teeth, or it could be a person in your life who needs some kind of dentistry. These are examples. Now, there's also an area of your life that is something hidden from you. And of course, clearly, it's like the tarot. In the tarot, when you get the moon card or the high priestess, those are cards that tend to hide things from you. And here too, there is something hidden. And what card is in that hidden house here is the child, which is a beginning. Something that you do not expect and that you had not planned for will be emerging and will be starting this year. Something new emerges and starts for you. The area of the spread that concerns written communication has to do with all things institutional. What are institutions? They could be schools, universities, municipalities, hospitals, anything of a larger scope, an institution. And it is written communication. When you deal with institutions, you will be required to produce documentation and sign documentation. So get ready for that. Also, there is a house here that talks about male influences in your life. And that is a matter of decision making concerning males or their influence that they have. Their influence on you requires you to make decisions. Now, of course, we did talk about decision making before, and we talked about how interesting, we talked about decisions, the house of decisions, and they were all under the 4-leaf clover. They're lucky. This gives you a little more insight on the nature of the decisions that you will have to be making, and it may involve a male or more than one male. Then the house of female influences is the house where there will be problems. Now, isn't this interesting? Because right before I did mention the house of nuisances and problems, and the female appeared. And here too, in the female house, there are the clouds. They will dissipate, but they do create nuisances for you. You have to address those issues. Now I'm going to take a look for any pairings, and I see here your home is a matter of equilibrium. It creates equilibrium for you, Libra, much more so than in the past. Your home is a place where you have lived for a while, or you would like to live there for much longer, and you are at a stage in your life where you can actually say, this is where I'm comfortable being for quite a long time. And so decisions will be having to be made around the idea of the house. your security, as we talked, your sense of security also involves a woman, involves a female, and what that female can make or break for you in terms of security. Ladies and gentlemen, I do hope this was of help, Libra. Have a great Christmas and a new year, and listen to this again. It might be worth your while. And then I always say, see how it comes out in the future. You can check as time goes by. Namaste until we read together again.